Okay, so welcome to the Hope Nation team call tonight. So tonight I'm going to go over a few of the takeaways that I had from the Dream Team training at the Super Friday and Saturday events in Pittsburgh. And I just had a couple really big takeaways that I wanted to go over with you guys because I think they apply to every level of the business that we're in here. So the first person who spoke on the call, and these calls will be, or the Dream Team training is going to be available by video as well. John's working on that now. But Melanie started the presentation, and she is the #1 coach in all of Team Beachbody for the second year in a row. So she knows her stuff. She's been in this 4.5 years. And the thing she started talking about was time management, which is something that everybody needs to kind of figure out on their own in this business and any part of your life. So she talked about how change starts with you and that we need to set monthly goals and break it down into weekly goals and daily activities. And that's kind of what we talk about with the Power Hour, is something that you can do every day, and it's a list already made up so that you can just have an idea of what you're doing next. One of the books that was recommended for time management, if this is an issue, is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard that before, but it just talks about like the biggest thing that you think that you don't want to do that's important to reaching your goals, but you just don't feel like doing it, do that first. And then prioritize by that. So it's actually a book that I'm going to be getting myself, because now that I'm at home versus when I was working full-time, time management's completely different. So if you're working full-time and doing this business, sometimes that means, well, for me, it meant getting up at 4:30, getting my workout in before heading off to work, and then, going to work all day, being with my kids, making dinner, putting them to bed, and doing work again. Now that I'm home, I have more time during the day, but I still need to be able to prioritize. And so you guys will as well. One of the tips that she gave was about setting clear goals that you can actually track. So when we talk about our daily activities and what we're doing, adding 2 friends to your contact list. Okay, that's trackable. You can just write down their names in a list. Inviting 3 people a day. Depending on your goals. If you're really trying to hit a goal that's higher than that, then invite 5 people a day, 10 people a day. But those are trackable, measurable ways of being able to reach those goals that you set for yourself. One of the big things I heard from multiple presenters was about treating this business like a business. So that means not setting the snooze, so to speak, on your life. I mean, you wouldn't just show up to work late. You wouldn't just not show up to work when you're actually physically going to a job. So if you want to be able to build a business, to make some money, whether it's, grocery money, or if it's 6 figures down the road, you have to treat this business like a business. So, again, I can't stress enough the Power Hour activities, because it doesn't necessarily take a whole lot of time. It just takes doing it every day and having that consistency. So what are we doing to business related activities versus time wasting activities? There's so much going on Facebook, so much scrolling, so many different things. Oh, look at this, look at that, look at that. I mean, that's my problem now that I'm here at home, is distractions, right? So that means getting up early before distractions hit in my house. And, it's different for me than you guys. I've got 2 kids to take care of, and, my husband, I got to cook meals and do laundry and all that other stuff for 4 people. But it doesn't matter, it's still the same. We need to focus in on, if we're dedicating this hour of time during the day, then that's what we focus on. Turn off notifications, put your phone on silent, whatever you need to do to be able to just focus and get it done. Some things that she shared about this business. Okay, so Melanie Mitro is from basically my hometown, just across the way from where John grew up. And so she's not from LA or any place that's like super fancy, you know, she just has this leg up. No, she started just like everybody else, wanted to lose some weight, joined a challenge group, saw that it worked, and decided to pay it forward. But that meant actually working the business every single day. And it wasn't for like 18 months until she saw some traction. And now, 4.5 years later, she's #1 Millionaire Club, all these different accolades. Well, how did she get there? From doing consistent work every single day, treating the business like a business, and making sacrifices along the way. That means maybe less TV, maybe, you know, sometimes at first it means stop doing some of the extras so that you can keep drinking Shakeology or buying a new workout program because it's for your business. But it's one of the big takeaways about this time management thing and making sure you have your priorities in line is delaying instant gratification for long-term success. So like that meant a lot to me too, because most people, when they're in their own business or they go into some kind of career, you plan to be there for quite a while before you can make a living, right? Before you can really retire or whatever. So when you compare it to other brick and mortar businesses, it takes 20, 30 years to be able to retire. Whereas in this business, if you work hard, you could basically retire in 5 years or whatever you want to do, depending on what your goals are. But just delaying that instant gratification for long-term success. It's the same thing that goes with your fitness journey. So is eating that piece of cake closer to your goals or further from your goals? Is shutting off the TV for half an hour so that you could network a little more, is that closer to your goals or further from your goals? So just constantly keeping that in the back of your mind is what I'm doing bringing me towards what I want. So the call to action items that she gave were, don't overthink it. And that's really easy for us to do, especially in the beginning, because we want to have it all sort of figured out. I mean, if you're anything like me, you research stuff to death and you want to have all the answers and don't overthink it. It's really just a waste of your time if you're just stressing about things. Just do the 3 vitals, which are invite, invite, invite. Be proof the products work. So you're doing your workout, you're drinking Shakeology, and doing your personal development. Those are the 3 vital behaviors, and you'll hear it over and over and over again. So you do those 3 things. Don't overthink it. Second was, don't waste time on organization. Oh, that sounds kind of weird, right? But we could spend so much time color coding everything and making a million things. Just do the power hour list and be done. Quit with the time wasters. And the last thing was, just do it. So basically all 3 of those go hand in hand. Too many times we want to have it all figured out. We're going to fail forward. There's going to be mistakes that come up. I've done it, I've made plenty of mistakes myself where I'm like, geez, I wish I would have done it this way instead. It's all part of the learning process. So give yourself some grace. Just keep going, keep moving forward. But it's funny because the next person that presented said, treat the business like a business. And I was like, okay, God, I'm getting it. Like, treat it like a business, right? Because it was presenter after presenter that said, if you want this to work for you, then treat it like a business. And the second thing that was consistently coming up was belief. If you believe in yourself and you eat, no matter what happens, if you believe that you can do this, you can do this. If you believe that, if you believe in the company and the products and the things that we're doing, you can be successful. if you believe that you have been called by God to help other people in this way, you can do this business. And that's kind of where I fall. That last part was not actually given in the presentation. That's a little Rachel Harvey for you. But I really do believe that this is a platform that can be used for so many bigger things, so many bigger ways to help people, even more than health and fitness, but help them in their spiritual life, help them emotionally, help them financially. So if you have belief in yourself that you can do this, then you can. If you believe that God can work through you in this business and you can be successful to touch more people than you could without it, then you will be successful. And that's how I look at it. I think about all of the networking that I have done because of Beachbody, because that Power Hour says that I have to add 2 people a day. I actually add 2 people a day. And I've lived in this same town for 6 years without knowing a whole lot of people because I didn't come out of that comfort zone. And because my business tells me I need to meet more people, I'm doing that. I'm not just like, oh, hey, buy a challenge pack. It's, oh, you got kids. I do too. I'm a mom. I basically stay at home and I need to network with other people and, have a positive impact on their life, not just to sell a product, but you're really forging relationships with people. Yeah. So those were some of the takeaways that I had from, there's so much more that actually was said, but those were the 2 biggest things. The first one was about time management, which I think is really important as we get started, is just thinking about how we're managing our time and making sure that the important things are being done every single day. And the rest of the stuff, if you get extra time in the day and you want to do some more research or you want to research some more YouTube videos, then by all means do that. If you really have this urge to start a blog, start a blog. If you really enjoy, Pinterest and you want to learn how to utilize Pinterest as a network platform, do that. But those are all extra things once we get our Power Hour done. Once we do those important vital behaviors and get those done, then sure, go on and do the other things. But consistency is key. Have either of you guys actually started reading The Compound Effect that I had put in as a PDF? Okay. Well, I totally recommend that book. It's a...
Sorry. Yeah, I started reading a little bit of it, yeah.
I really recommend it because I actually have it right here. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And it gives you so many different tips. It's a super easy read. And it just talks about how there's so many times people quit in this business because they're not seeing immediate results. And right now, you guys are just starting out, right? So you're getting a lot of no's. You're getting a lot of non-feedback whatsoever. But it's the people that keep at it are the ones that are going to see success. So regardless of how, let's say this is week 1 that you guys have actually been putting yourself out there and I've seen your posts and everything. Regardless of what the feedback is, keep going. Because there comes a point where, there's so many people in this business that just drop off because they're like, oh, it's just not happening fast enough. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it can happen a lot faster than any other business venture out there. You just got to give it a little bit of time. So let's talk about our goals for this month. I had promised you guys that my goal for our team is to make sure that every new coach was able to get their Shakeology paid for the following month. So that means helping 3 people to a challenge pack before the end of January 31st. And so what happens is you'll get those commissions, and that commissions then cover your Shakeology that you purchased or your challenge pack that you purchased. And then the next month, same thing. So when their Shakeology renews in February, the ones that get it this month will renew in February, then that commission will then cover your Shakeology. So that's what we're trying to create, is this compound effect. So the first goal is to get your initial investment paid for. I consider that my number one job, because that was what was so important for me when I got started in this business. I know it's an investment. I know that you guys don't necessarily have $140, $160 just laying around. So I know that there's a bit of faith and trust that was put into this process. Like, okay, Rachel said that we can get this paid for, right? And I can give you all the tools to do that, but you guys need to put in the work too. I can't do the inviting for you. I can't work out for you. I can't do any of those things. You're going to have to do that on your own and start making those strides and doing the assignments that are in the coach mentorship and everything. So I think you will see that as you keep doing these things every day, that you will be able to hit that goal. So breaking it down. So let's see our calendar here. My handy-dandy calendar. No, I'm not on Google Calendars. I'm not fancy, but I might be someday. We'll see. So right now we are at January 12th. So we are not quite halfway done. We have, the rest of this week and 2 more weeks. And that, so let's break it down. Let's say 1 person per week. Does that sound doable? What does it mean? Like, what are your activities going to be in order to get 1 person a week that you can help with their health and fitness? And I know both of you that are on this call now are already talking to people, because we've talked individually. So I know that you have some interest and you have some ideas that are going out there. And if you're not seeing a whole lot of traction, then what I do when I'm not quite hitting my goals right away is I up my invites. I make sure that I'm talking to more people. There's a part of this that is a law of numbers. There's a part of it that is just consistency. But, they say 1 in 10 is going to say yes. So that means instead of maybe inviting 3, invite 5. See how that goes. I was involved in a Team Cup month, which is going to be coming up in February again, where it's just kind of a fun challenge that they do with groups of coaches. And you get team points based off of Success Club and rank advancement and a number of other things. And so you come together with 4 other coaches and build a team, and you just communicate throughout that month and try to, pass around different ideas and see what you can do. So when I did my first cup month, my goal was SC20, which sounded ridiculous at the time in my own head. I was like, seriously, can I even do SC20? That's crazy, right? But if you listen to the call from yesterday, that girl hit SC56 already this month, which is insane. So it is possible. But it's one of those things where you set the bar really high. Well, if I wanted to hit SC20, then I needed to be inviting, I told myself, 10 people a day. Now, I exhausted a lot of my warm market, but I got SC18 that month, and I got John to Emerald. So that technically I got like SC22 or something. But like some of those went to him. So it's definitely something that's possible. I want to be able to break it down for you guys so that you can see this is doable goal. So this week, technically, I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but in Beachbody world, we get paid on Thursdays. Okay. So if you were to sell a challenge pack by this Wednesday, by tomorrow at midnight, then you'll get paid Thursday the 21st for anything in this week. So our weeks run Thursday to Wednesday, and we get paid the following Thursday. So you get paid every single week, which is really nice that you don't have to wait. Most jobs you wait like a month to get paid. So that's kind of how our weeks run. Thursday is also a recognition day because of how the weeks fall. So you'll see on social media on Thursdays, a lot of people are getting shout outs saying, you know, they rank advanced or they hit certain incentives or certain goals that they had for the week. So what I want to see is by the end of this month, out of the coaches that we have on this team, I want to see everybody with some points on the board. And I mean, I hate to, especially for you guys that are newer, I hate to make it all like, oh, it's all about points and numbers and dollars and business, because those points and numbers and dollars and this business lingo, what all that is a symbol for the people that we are helping. Because when all is said and done and they receive that challenge pack in the mail, that's when the work starts. That's when what we do is super important. Yeah, inviting is important, but what do we do after that? Are we helping them reach their goals? So this points and recognition and all this other stuff, it's important as incentives and motivators, but that's just the beginning steps of actually helping people transform their lives. The motto of Beachbody is to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives. So that's our goal. But we got to get them started, right? We got to have a way to get them set up to reach those goals. So this month, everyone's goal needs to be Success Club. And as a reminder, Success Club is you get 2 points for every challenge pack, 1 for every Shakeology on Home Direct. So that would give you, if you help 3 people, you would get either SE5 or 6. And that would mean you hit Success Club. As a new coach, hitting Success Club is really important because you can earn a free ticket to the National Summit, which is sold out unless you get a ticket through Success Starters. So I think it was last week, I had shouted out Jessica Gilliam. She hit Success Club last month, which was technically her first month as a coach. So if she hits it again this month and in February, she'll be on her way to Nashville. So that was a big driver for me because when I started, I didn't get my challenge pack until the 17th. No, I signed on the 17th. I got my pack on the 23rd. And it wasn't until I got my products that I felt like I could really put myself out there on social media. So I gave myself 7 days to hit Success Club because I wanted to go to Nashville. I mean, it's not like I'd never been to Nashville before, but I knew the power of these live events, these things that, the trainings that are available and just the people that have so much experience that you can learn from. So I knew that was important for me as a business builder to attend these kind of events. Plus, it's fun. I mean, you get to go and hang out with other coaches and your team. And so that was a big driver for me. I wanted to get that ticket. And so in addition to that, there's other incentives along the way as well to hitting those goals. But every coach wants to hit Success Club every month. Team Beachbody puts out incentives every month, whether it's a webinar or a bobblehead. I think I get a Sagi bobblehead for one of the months. I don't remember.
There you go.
In September, they had an awesome Success Club prize. You got 3 P90 workouts, full workouts. It was like P90X 2, 3, and some other random P90 something or other. I mean, you can get some nice stuff for hitting Success Club, but again, it's just a motivation to get out there and help people because it's uncomfortable sometimes. So here's some other things to help keep you in that right direction. So Success Club 5 or higher this month by January 31st. So we're going to try to shoot for, and me too, I mean, I still have not reached my goals for the month, to help at least one person a week. So getting out there, expanding your network presence, whether it's with Instagram or a blog or, I don't know, want to try Periscope or whatever the new things are. But just, it doesn't have to be beach body, beach body, beach body. Who are you? Tara, you had a good post the other day about your running goals and about what your goals are for this year for yourself. And no, you didn't say, hey, buy a challenge pack. But what you said was, I'm doing this, and it created a conversation with these other people that are saying, oh yeah. I mean, some of them were like, yeah, you can do it. In other words, we're kind of like, oh, so she's doing P90X3 and she's running and getting some wheels turning. Yeah. That's what you want to do, is breadcrumb it along the way. I don't know if you've ever heard that term, but
I like it.
Drop little breadcrumbs on the path, that it's not just giving it all out there saying, you know, this is what I want you to do. It's saying, this is who I am. Come join me. Anybody want to join me? This is what I'm running. So this Monday on the 18th, I have been advertising for a challenge group. I'd like to have some people in it. So my goal for the 18th challenge group is for each of us to have at least one person that we put in there. So we have, I don't know how many coaches are in the coach mentorship right now, a handful. So if we each get one person that would join us in the challenge group, then we as coaches would also be in there kind of filling it out and encouraging our people along the way. So when you have people come into a challenge group, I'm going to still be running the groups. I'm not expecting you to run your own groups when you just signed up. But what I want to do is kind of put some training wheels on there for you. I want you to be able to participate in the group as a challenger with the people that you're inviting. So say you're bringing Sally in, well, you're not just going to drop her off into some random coach's group. You're going to say, hey, do this group with me and actually participate along with Sally. And you say, and every time she posts, and you say, hey, yeah, good job, you know, and just make sure that she knows that you have her back. And I did this for the first month or two of coaching until I felt comfortable in running my own groups. So I'm just kind of saying that this group on Monday is going to be a Hope Nation Challenge group, and I had a title for it. It's in a Facebook post that I did about it. Hope something and healthy living. Isn't that great? I planned it out so well I don't even remember. I boosted a post about it, and I've gotten some random people that that I'm talking to right now about it. But like, that's my idea for it, is that everybody gets a person this week, so that on Monday we have at least a handful of brand new people that are in this group. I'm just going to take the same script that I have from the New Year, New You group, because it seems to be working really well in there, and everybody's doing a great job. So I'm not going to reinvent the wheel just for time's sake on this new group, but that's my goal. So one person this week we want to be able to reach out to. So if you're not getting a whole lot of traction, then just up the invites. Make sure you're doing personal development every single day. Make sure you're working out and working on your own health and fitness journey as well. And reach out to me if you have any questions, or if you need help or guidance with a meal plan or an invite script or whatever it is that's kind of a hang up for you right now. Talk to me about it, because if I don't know, I'll find the resources for you. So I hope that this call has been helpful for you, give you a little bit of insight of what I learned this weekend. And like I said, there's going to be more information available through video from that Dream Team training session that we had last Saturday. Anybody have any questions?
I don't think so.
No, you did a good job explaining everything. Thank you.
Good. Awesome. Well, so that's our goal, is one person for the next 3 weeks. It's going to get everybody to their own personal goals as well. And we want to be able to add, new people into this new challenge group. Once the 18th hits, I will start advertising for my February challenge group. And we can lay out the calendar on that next week as well. So At this point, I'm going to try to keep doing Tuesday night calls as our team calls and just run it for about half hour, 40 minutes, and then see how that works. If we need to adjust time, we will. So that's all I have for you.
Awesome.